Sonic the Poster May Christmas 2006. We start off with Tails and Sonic in a blizzard going through some snow. When Tails worries that they won't get back home if they don't go back before night, Sonic just says, "Oh, don't be such a wimp, Tails." He brings him to the most feared place in all of Mobius. Tails says, "I don't suppose it'll have central heating," as he's constantly shivering with only a scarf and a hat that looked nice on him to remotely pass for winter clothing. Seriously, I don't know why they don't have winter clothes on. Compare this to Bullard's story about Sonic and Tails confronting Ixis in a freezing tundra. They clearly had winter clothes there. Sonic tells Tails, "You could always have stayed home with Porker eating all the mince pies." Then he says that this is the Ice Palace of Mobius, deep within the northern glacier, and it's thousands of years old. Wouldn't this text be more suited for a text box over Sonic telling Tails something he should already know by this point? Tails says it's incredible, and the green pillars are luminous, a big word there. And when he asks Sonic if the place is really cursed, Sonic dismisses the possibility entirely in a sci-fi fantasy world. Well, that's silly, but at least Sonic's got lots of great dialogue. Tails says that none of the explorers who sought this place out ever returned. Sonic says they probably died of the cold because they stood around yapping. And after Tails hears something menacing behind him, Sonic says, "Don't be such a baby," before a green monster shows up, causing Sonic to say that now it's a real Christmas. It's a shame he's not smiling in excitement though, but like would match with the line. He avoids being bitten, Spin attacks the dragon a lot, and he falls into the freezing cold water. Tails dives into it, pulls him out of it, and the two show no signs of immediate hypothermia whatsoever when that should have given them it in seconds. At least Sonic says that he should have just stayed home. Because there's a library, Tails somehow assumes that there's people here and it's not just an abandoned ancient library. Sonic wonders what kind of nutters would want to live in a place with a monster in it, and he's given the answer, the kind who don't want to be found. Sonic recognizes them as the explorers who went missing. So I guess the reason he came to this palace in the first place was because he was told about them and shown their pictures by the police. The civilian says that the explorers used the Ice Palace as a shelter from the Great War, and rather than him letting his friends and family be turned into batteries for badniks, he did the smart thing by leading them all here to lie low. The ancient technology this Ice Palace apparently has provided them with food, warmth, and shelter, and the ancient texts here spoke of a caged and hibernating ancient guardian. Since the robot troopers were storming the palace, they set the guardian dragon free, and Sonic insults them because now they're trapped in the Ice Palace. When Sonic decides to use a whirlwind attack, Tails impresses me because he's allowed to have a better idea than Sonic, and Sonic impresses me by not being too proud to go along with it. Tails says minutes later that by burning a hole in the ice, they can create a new exit to the ocean, as Sonic's moving around at super speed. Tails flies him away from the monster, which gets free of the palace and falls into the ocean. Sonic snarks, "So you've released a dangerous monster into the ocean. Nice one." Tails says out of nowhere that it belongs in the sea and it was trapped there, rather than being the ancient guardian of the palace that was always there as an immortal like I kind of assumed. Apparently, Tails even assumes there are others like it out there. Where'd he get that idea? Also, I have to question how everyone living in this Ice Palace hasn't frozen to death from the lack of indoor heating by now. It's not built like an igloo. This issue was by Ed Reynolds, and it's about Sonic and Tails finding an ice palace to track down some lost explorers, getting threatened by a monster trapped in the waters of the palace, and then Tails somehow thinks it's a good idea to release it into the ocean where it can wreak havoc there. At least Sonic lampshades this, but still. I'd like that Tails had a better plan than Sonic though. Chances are, if Sonic's spin attack didn't kill it, or whatever he planned to do to it since it's a living creature, then neither will his whirlwind. What did he want to do, make it dizzy for a little bit? I liked Sonic's snarky lines, though it was also annoying how ungrateful and unsympathetic to Tails he was being. And Tails looked pretty adorable in this little hat and scarf. I also really liked the idea that the explorers used this hidden palace as a shelter from Robotnik and his war. It's pretty smart of them and genre-savvy them to do. And they already found it before the badniks started showing up, so it didn't feel overly convenient coming out of nowhere for them because it was already found by one of the explorers beforehand.